It's that time. Darvin Ham has been hired as the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's not what this video is about. This is the offseason preview. I want to hear right now down below. Okay? What do you think the Lakers are going to do this offseason? Why will they do it? And how will it help the team? So those are the three things. How will it help the team? Why are they doing these moves? And what are the moves? So let's get right into the video. I would love to hear those comments down below. I try to respond to every single comment. Like and subscribe for over 150 videos a month regarding every single NBA team. And let's get right into it. Guys, I'll be back home in my apartment in like less than a week, in a few days. Still at my parents' house for the past 2 weeks. But either way, guys, let's talk about this. Darvin Ham, the perfect head coach, was hired. This guy's going to keep him accountable. He's going to tell him, F you. Sit the fuck down, LeBron. That's what you're going to learn about this Darvin Ham. And first off, let's talk about the unrestricted free agents. Carmelo Anthony, DJ Augustin, Kent Bazemore, Avery Bradley, Jared Dudley, Wayne Ellington, Dwight Howard, Malik Monk are all their free agents. And when I look at this, I expect them to bring back Dwight Howard. And they want to bring back Malik Monk, but it could be tough. I expect them 100% to bring back Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard loves it in LA, and I think LA loves Dwight Howard as backup big man. It just works out. It works out really well right there. And when you look at it, they're probably going to have the taxpayer mid-level exception of $6.3 million, almost 6.4. Then they'll have a trade exception of 2.6, almost 2.7. And then they'll have a trade exception of 1.7 almost. So with that being said, they have two-way free agents in Mac McClung and Mason Jones. And I expect them to bring back Mac McClung because he impressed in the G League. They have team options on Stanley Johnson and Wayne Gabriel. I expect both of them to be brought back. Austin Reeves, he has a non-guaranteed salary. He'll be kept. Kendrick Nunn most likely will accept, and so will Russell Westbrook, their player options. Their only guaranteed salaries for $92.7 million is Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Talen Horton-Tucker. And they're projected right now to be at, their salary cap outlook, not the best. They're basically 140 over, so $22 million over. Either way, let's talk about this and let's look at what moves they can do. It's going to be free agency, okay? It's been a year. And also, Russell Westbrook right here, easy way to put it, Darvin Ham needs to ask Scott Brooks how he used and was able to make Russell Westbrook an efficient player when he used the 3-center committee of Alex Lynn, Robin Lopez, and Daniel Gafford to run like 500 pick and rolls a game with Russell Westbrook. And even Russell Westbrook was basically, if Russell Westbrook wasn't initiating the pick and roll, he was kind of like Mikal Bridges off ball, where he was either slashing and cutting for a layup or a dunk or to draw a foul, or he was standing at the 3-point line and just shooting as many threes possible. And it kind of worked. And they kind of need, I think that's the best way to use Russell Westbrook as a side piece. Now, Kyle Kuzma, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, and Montrezl Harrell, and the first-round pick they traded for Westbrook is now been a year ago. And look, they've said they're not trading any assets. And when I look at this, this is a team that they have Talen Horton-Tucker, Kendrick Nunn. It'll be interesting to see the starting lineup that they'll bring back Stanley Johnson and Austin Reeves. They'll have to go good in free agency, and they're looking at a bunch of undrafted guys. I would love for them, I don't think they need to go old. Please do not go old. Please do not go old. Because right now on the roster, besides LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Talen Horton-Tucker, it's going to be Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, Stanley Johnson, Wayne Gabriel, and Austin Reeves and Mac McClung. Okay? So your roster right now is at 9 guys. You're going to need to bring in 6 more guys, which 10 will be Dwight Howard. And do you think they bring back Carmelo? I doubt they bring back Carmelo. And with that being said, I think you got to look at free agency and look at the guys who they could technically look at. And I think let's talk about some guys. They need basically 3-and-D guys who can stretch the perimeter and play defense for them. And I think they have definitely a bunch of options that they could look at. Let's get into this free agent. Sorry, my mom was walking by to smoke cigarettes. I know, dude. My mom still smokes cigs, and I tell her every day. Tell me. I'm gonna get that woman to quit. Either way. I think the guys that they should look at. Besides Dwight Howard, I think they need to bring in another center. I think that's just obvious. I would love an Isaiah Hartenstein. Would be a great backup center. I mean, Jalen Smith, Mo Bamba, I would love, but they're probably going to be expensive. Ricky Rubio, he's coming off a torn ACL, and he's reportedly wants to go back to Cleveland, and he has mileage. But if he can prove he's healthy, his playmaking ability, and he shot 34% from three last year. I know he shot 37% from the field, but either way, I think definitely they want to look for another big man. And Isaiah Hartenstein and Jalen Smith, Mo Bamba were all guys I would really like. Chris Boucher, who's a modern shot blocking, three-point shooting big man specialist, would be awesome. Again, you got to think of guys who they can get in cheap. Like a Bruce Brown. I'm looking at defensive guys. They need to go defense. They have enough scoring ability on this team. Let's just be a defensive team, and let's look for it. I know there's John Wall. He's looking like he's going to go back to the Wizards, but JaVale McGee, a guy who's a pick and roll finisher who can tip out offensive rebounds and putbacks and then be a paint protector with Dwight Howard. A Thomas Bryant could, he didn't look fully like his old self when he returned from that torn ACL, but he's a solid floor spacer who can protect the rim. And I very much like him. So we need like 5 guys on this team to bring in. And when you look at it, the Martin twins would be cool. Either Caleb or Cody Martin, slashers, outside shooters who play hard on defense. You got guys like Chris Boucher, Thaddeus Young you want to look at. Gary Harris would be another great player. I would even like a Kyle Anderson on this team. I would not mind that. DeLon Wright as a point guard, he would be good. You could either argue a JaMychal or a Jeff Green, Mike Muscala, or all guys, Amir Coffey. All players that they should be looking at. I'm just listing these players as people that they should actually consider. I know Nemanja Bjelica isn't a great defensive player, but he's a floor spacer who can pass the ball well and rebound, and I like him. Serge Ibaka is over the moon, but a Diallo, he's on a team option. I know there's no three-point shooting, but defense. I'm really a big fan of defense. Jalen Smith, three-point shooting, big man shot blocking. I love him. He might get paid a bunch, but he looked good. Trey Lyles even looked good at points. He came off his most productive season, albeit while given the green light on 2 non-playoff teams. He's a solid shooting, floor-spacing big man who can handle the rock a little bit. And I think they would benefit from someone like him. There's a lot of players. Taurean Prince, he's a small ball power forward with the tenacity on both ends of the floor and can do some ball handling and three-point shooting. Almost shot 38% this year for us and grabbed like 3 boards a night and 8 points. Bryn Forbes, another guy. Aaron Holiday, he's a great point of attack, feisty defender who has some plus shooting ability. Shot 38% from beyond the arc this year and dropped 3 assists a night. Great player. And that's what I'm saying. If they want to go, Markieff Morris missed a lot of the season due to that neck injury. He suffered from the dope-ass Jokic deck. But when he's healthy, he's a defensive switchable, face-up ability, scoring, big man who can stretch the floor at like 34%. Isaiah Roby, Taj Gibson, Robin Lopez. He's got rim-protecting rebound ability with a reliable hook shot. I love him. Those are all guys. Dwayne Dedman, Bismack Biyombo, all guys they could literally get. Look, Derek Jones Jr. I know he shot 32% from almost 33% from 3, but he's a defensive specialist who's in the midst of his athletic prime. They just need defense. They need defense. All right, I love defense, and they just need it. That's all they need. Raul Neto, he's a great pest on defense. So let me hear your thoughts down below, guys, if you agree.